A single decision most widows take in the wrong order costs them more than $100,000 across their lifetime, and the system never tells them that order exists. It is the choice between taking widow benefits first or switching instantly to a personal record. One sequence pays more, and one limits income forever. Today, we will walk through how that order quietly shapes your future checks, why patience turns into money, and how to choose the right path in 2026 without confusion or risk. After loss, relief comes when something finally pays. The survivor benefit letter looks like reassurance printed on government paper. Many widows believe that file ends the story. Yet, inside Social Security, there are two benefit lanes running side by side, one built on your spouse's work record, the other built on your own. Each follows different growth rules. The order in which you use them decides how much you will collect for the rest of your life. This is not a loophole, it is official structure. The Social Security system was designed so that surviving spouses could start with one benefit and later move to another when that second benefit reaches its peak. The challenge is knowing when each peak arrives. Widow benefits grow until full survivor age and 67 for most, and personal retirement benefits grow until age 70 through delayed retirement credits. The difference between these two peaks often equals years of easy living or years of tight budgeting. Imagine two trains leaving the same station. One moves slowly but starts right away. The other waits hours before leaving, but speeds up later and finishes farther down the line. You can ride both, but not at once. The best journey is to take the first slow train while keeping a ticket for the faster one waiting behind. That is exactly how widow benefits followed by personal benefits work. To keep this practical, imagine a widow named Colleen. Her husband's record promises a full survivor benefit of $3,100 at her full survivor age. Her own record promises a personal retirement benefit of $2,600 at age 67, or roughly $3,000 at age 70. At 62, her survivor benefit is about 79% of full, around $2,400 monthly. She begins that benefit now. It supports her while her own record continues earning delayed credits that raise it by 8% each year. By 70, her personal amount is higher than her survivor payment. She switches forms once, and her check climbs permanently to that new, larger amount. Over 2 decades, that simple order adds more than $100,000 to her lifetime income. Not everyone should do exactly what Colleen did, but her story displays the principle. Start with the one that peaks earlier. Move to the one that grows longer. Social Security never mails a reminder explaining that growth continues on the record you have not claimed. It quietly builds in the background while you collect the other. To understand why this sequence matters, think about how the system compensates for time. Those monthly delayed credit increases of roughly 0.2% sound small, yet over 1 year they add 8%. Over 4 years, they add more than 30%. $3,000 at 67 becomes almost $4,000 at 70. After you switch, every cost of living adjustment compounds on that higher base. Time creates money, and the right sequence lets you use time twice. Once for survivor growth to full age, and again for personal growth afterward. Now consider Margaret. She turned 61 in 2026, still working part-time to maintain health insurance. She learned she could start survivor benefits at 60 and keep working because income under the $23,000 limit did not reduce payments. Instead of waiting, she began the smaller survivor check early, giving her regular income without touching her savings. Each year, her survivor amount inched toward full value through cost of living adjustments. Meanwhile, her own record accumulated delayed credit and new earnings from her job. When she stopped working at 69, her retirement benefit had surpassed the survivor amount by $400 a month. She filed for her own benefit at 70, declined any retroactive months, and her income jumped immediately to that new level. Her decision sequence gave her 8 years of bridge income and one final step into higher security. People sometimes call this the bridge strategy because it lets one record carry you while the other strengthens underneath. Starting with survivor benefits uses your spouse's lifetime of work as the foundation. Switching later merges that with your own. Reverse the sequence and the bridge collapses because the smaller early retirement check locks in a reduced rate that never grows enough to match inflation. Understanding the formulas behind this helps reveal why taking widow benefits first usually pays more. Survivor benefits stop gaining value once you reach full survivor age. Your own retirement benefit, however, grows an extra 30% between 67 and 70. Using survivor benefits first allows those delayed credits to complete their climb. The switch later moves you into a higher permanent payment, just as the survivor amount plateaus. There are exceptions. If your own record is already higher at age 60, or if poor health limits life expectancy, switching early might make sense. Most widows, though, will benefit from patience, since life expectancy for women in their 60s now averages into the 80s. Waiting a few years is waiting for additional decades of comfort. But behind the paperwork, every decision measures months, not years. Social Security calculates growth monthly to 4 decimal points. Filing even 1 month early on your personal record reduces your lifetime rate slightly. Filing 1 month later raises it slightly. That means there is no single perfect age like 62 or 70. The program simply expands or contracts by tiny amounts each month, leaving the true control in your hands. Understanding this monthly rhythm turns confusion into clear math. If you are receiving survivor benefits, watch the personal estimate on your online account grow. When that number crosses the survivor amount, prepare to switch. If they remain close, give it another year. In 2026, the online system updates every January when the cost of living percentage is applied. Setting a reminder called Compare Both Records ensures you never miss the crossover. A crucial step during any switch is timing the application. Benefits operate on a 1-month cycle. The new rate begins the month after you request the change. Filing in April puts the new payment in May. Waiting until May moves it to June. Filing 1 month early ensures continuity and prevents missed deposits. Many widows lose a check unintentionally by misunderstanding this schedule. Another hidden rule involves retroactive pay. When you file for your own record after taking widow benefits, an agent may offer to backdate your claim 6 months. That sounds generous, but those months reduce your growth because the official start date moves backward. Decline the retroactive option unless you urgently need immediate cash. Perfect sequence means forward motion only. Earnings and taxes interact with this strategy as well. Before full survivor age, you must stay under the yearly earnings test limit to avoid temporary withholding. After full age, that limit disappears, but total taxable income still matters. Beginning your larger benefit in a year where you no longer work and have fewer taxable dollars keeps more of your Social Security tax-free. Filing timing becomes tax timing, another part of the same game of months. Each person's record is unique, but the logic is universal. The record you delay keeps growing. The record you take early pays while you wait. When their paths cross, move. That simple direction replaces the hundreds of pages of regulations with something any widow can follow. For those who began both early out of necessity, hope remains. If you claimed survivor and personal benefits together before full age, you cannot reverse the clock, but you can still benefit from cost of living increases each January. Those future raises work on both parts. Awareness today prevents further missed opportunities tomorrow. The emotional side of this decision carries as much weight as the math. Waiting is not easy when income feels tight. Each month alive after loss feels uncertain. Yet waiting is also faith in your future self. It says, I believe I will still be here to use what we built. Patience, in this context, is not luxury. It is loyalty to your own work. Social Security was designed as a partnership. One spouse support carries the other before merging into one lasting payment. Using widow benefits first and switching later fulfills that partnership. It respects both contributions. It turns tragedy's aftermath into stability's beginning. If you are nearing 60, your checklist is simple. Create or update your Social Security online account. Record both survivor and personal estimates side by side. Circle the larger of the two and write the age year it grows fastest. Plan savings or part-time work to fill any temporary gaps. Mark a yearly reminder to check progress. When your own record surpasses the survivor number, file a short request 1 month before you want the new rate. Decline any backdating, save the approval letter that shows the larger amount. That set of actions forms the sequence that pays more. Imagine yourself a few years ahead opening your bank statement. The deposit shows an amount larger than you once thought possible. It replaces fear with steadiness. You think back to the day you learned about the 2 lanes of Social Security and feel gratitude for having waited. The same patience that helped you survive loss has now turned time into income. This plan is not a secret reserved for experts. It is the design hidden in plain sight. The real secret is awareness. Once you know the order, you already own the advantage. When you speak with others who struggle to understand their letters, pass the knowledge forward. Tell them that survivor benefits come first, personal benefits later, and patience earns the difference. That conversation could save someone's retirement. The system will not change soon. The basic percentages that govern survivor and personal benefits remain stable into 2026 and beyond. Inflation will raise amounts slightly, but the sequence stays the same. Survivor first, personal later. When that higher payment finally arrives, know what it represents. It carries decades of work, months of waiting, and one precise signature. It is proof that information still equals security. By choosing the right sequence, you did more than time a form. You built the bridge from uncertainty to peace. As the years roll forward, each cost of living increase will remind you of that moment. Every new letter showing a higher amount will quietly confirm the strategy. You did not simply get lucky, you understood the system that others ignore. That is the definition of perfect timing. When you next see a fellow widow sorting through paperwork or worrying about money, share this truth gently. Tell her 2 numbers determine everything, and the month you switch between them decides your comfort for life. You have learned the sequence that pays more. Passing it on completes its purpose. Social Security was built for fairness, measured in time. You are now using the design fully, turning patience into freedom. The knowledge you hold is wealth in itself. Each check arriving from now on is the echo of that wisdom, and every month ahead it will speak the same message clearly. Patience pays.